It's math class. Tuesday. 10:15. Walk in. You sit next to a girl. You think she looks really good, bro. Even though you'd never say it. Never talk about her to your friends. Never mention it once. But it completely plagues your mind. Sometimes you do like work together, like I don't know, like you've got to like work on a question together, and then you just feel your heart racing faster as you know telling her the answer to the number 12. But in the back of your head, you know that she probably won't like you, because you're shy and skinny. You hope that if you're just nice enough, and if you know, just sort of wait patiently, she'll ask you out. Okay. So, this video is something that I'm sure a lot of guys struggle with, you know, like, although, you know, like, we go on, we never admit it, like, let's be honest, bro, you're, like, you'd never admit this stuff, would you, bro? You've probably related to every single word I've said, and yet you haven't told your friends. You'd never write a comment saying it. You'd never do anything, because you're so shy. You're so afraid of what the world will think. You know, you were even a bit reluctant to click on this video, because you thought you'd look like you don't know what you don't know how women work or something, you know. Well, I don't. There we go. I'll put my hand up now. I've got no clue how women work. I mean, I have some clue, because I wouldn't have made this video otherwise. But really, in general, I've got no clue, bro. But I know some basics. I'm gonna teach you those things today. Hopefully, we'll get somewhere. Hopefully, we'll leave here a tiny bit smarter than we were when we came, which isn't a lot to ask for, if we're being honest. Okay, so I've got lots of sections here. We'll try and work out which one to do. We'll start with identify your goal. So this video will tell you exactly how to get girls, but like we don't even like in order to figure out which girls we're going to get, we need to know what girls we want, right? Like does that make sense? I know what you're thinking, right? Like you're probably sort of like your mind is probably on like lesser stages, so sort of like how do I get this one girl in my class? You got to think a bit more broad than that. You got to think of what exactly that type of woman is, and what would attract that type of women the most, right? Okay, hopefully you understand. I'm not talking about like blondes or brunettes. I'm talking about like sort of like quality, basically. So you can either go for quality or you can go for quantity, and either way, it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, it does kind of. I mean, both ones have like their pros and cons, but yeah, you can basically choose whatever. So you can either have like a few really quality girlfriends that you just spend like, I don't know, good amount of time with, or you can just go for like a new girl climbing through your window every day, or like every night or whatever, or climbing out your window every morning, like whatever you want really. Either way, whether you want quality or quantity, this video will help you, but it's good to understand what exactly you want before you just go for and like, oh yeah, I'll just implement it all, really. Okay. So, what women want. We'll do this one. So what women want. So there are three things that women want. Also, this chair is really squeaky, isn't it? Like what? Yeah. Okay, so what women want. Okay, the number one thing. Well, there's three things, but number one is confidence. So this sort of just makes sense, right? Like, if you see like a guy who goes to a gym gets more girls, right? Would you agree with that? Like, probably. Well, not just a guy who goes to a gym, but like, you know, if a guy who is jacked gets more girls, right? Like 9 times out of 10, right? Yeah, yeah. That's because of confidence. Really, really. If you are jacked, it makes you look really confident. Next thing is competence. Competence. Okay, so this one's most confusing, right? Because sort of like, what do you mean competence? Competence is sort of like, I understand how to fix a problem. Like, if a car breaks down, I can fix it within half an hour. That's competence, right? Women are really attracted to that because it's like, they always talk about like their handyman, like that's always going around like, oh, I want a handyman, because they're competent. They know how to fix problems. If a car breaks down, they can fix it. It makes a woman feel safe, and it just sort of, it just is that thing, right? And competent people tend to make more money as well, which really helps the third one, which is generosity. Generosity is basically just giving, right? Like, if you have nothing, then you can't be generous because you have nothing. Well, that's not entirely true, but the more generous you are, the more women will be attracted to you. Now, you can be generous with a lot of things. You can be generous with your time, your attention, your money. Like, you know what they say, like, oh, women always want, like, the way I like to think of this one is, women want the guy to pay for the date because it's generous. It's just generous. Like, if you pay for the date, well, then she's thinking into the future. She might pay for the house and this and this and this and this, and it makes her feel like so secure in the relationship, and it makes her see you as a really generous guy, which so she'll be more attracted to you, right? So I think that makes sense, right? Like, confidence, going to the gym, right? Like, competence, knowing how to fix problems, and generosity, having stuff to give her, right? Like, because that sort of makes sense, right? Okay. Okay. Let me let that sink in. So basically, you want to have all three of those things. If you have all three, they all like magnify. Like, if you're a guy who literally just goes to the gym every day, comes home, I don't know, your girlfriend comes out, and she's like, I don't know, like, oh, the house has burnt down, let's say, for example, and then you're able to rush in there, you know exactly what thing to do, and it's out within 5 minutes, and then you sit down and you sort of just spend the rest of the day with her, and then you go out, you buy her a lovely meal, like, that just sounds lovely, right? So that's something that uses all three of those things. And there is a word for all three of these things, right? There's literally one word. One word that sums up confidence, competence, and generosity, right? I'm delaying saying it because, I don't know, it might trigger some people. But I gotta say it because we're 9 minutes in, and you can't deny this one. It's masculinity. A masculine man is confident, he is competent, and he is generous. All in one go. It really is, bro. You know? Like, I mean, there's so much stuff on the news about this. I know everybody's got their own perspective, like, oh wow, you know, masculinity's this, masculinity's that, but those three things all represent masculinity. It just is. Like, it's not something bald guy just, like, I don't know, kicking some, like, other guy, although that does display the first characteristic, which is confidence. It literally is a combination of all three of those things. We're going to put aside everything you might already know about masculinity, and we're just going to completely ignore that, because it doesn't matter, bro. All you really need to know is it gives you confidence, it gives you competence, and it gives you generosity. Which are all three things that women actually want. But don't take that from me, bro. Like, it's just, you know, like, I don't know, like, most famous psychologist in the world said that, but I don't know, bro, like, what do I know, right? So, I know what you're all thinking, right? Like, as long as, like, there might be a few people that are still like, oh, masculinity is awful or something, but like, it's just, got to throw all that aside. We don't care about that for this video. We just care about this. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to become more masculine, and it's really gonna change your life, bro. Like, once you really do these simple, really steps, you get more of that masculinity, and you'll just instantly get more attraction. Like, just simply. It might take a few months for it to sort of grow into you. And I know what you're thinking, oh, a few months? Well, yeah, bro, like if you want a one-liner just to say to any girl on a text message, like, just say something really, like, emotional and something no other guy would dare to say. Literally just do that and you'll get her number. But, like, we're going really deep into this today. Like, like we're not just scrolling around with text messages. We're going deeper. So, okay. Lean just beyond your edge. This is a big one. So, this is mainly for confidence, and it's also a tiny bit for competence, which are, like, you know, like, I don't have to keep repeating, do I? So, we'll start with know your real edge and don't fake it. So we're going to go through the whole thing so you won't get lost. So you need to find your edge. Imagine your mind is like a cliff. You're basically, and right now you're probably in the comfort zone, right? You know, you probably heard about this, like the comfort zone, the scared zone, like all these different zones, right? You want to get into the fear zone, the fear zone. The fear zone is where your edge is. Your edge is basically where if you did any more, you would feel incredibly stressed and you'd be working way too hard. But you're doing, like, just enough, the perfect amount. So you're literally it's almost like you're at the edge of a cliff. And you can't go any further, right? And you want to live your life like that. This will give you so much confidence, bro. So we'll start by just picking an area of our lives. Also, this is from The Way of the Superior Man, which is the best book on masculinity. And then just pick an area of our life. So, let me think. So I'll choose my YouTube channel, because I like choosing I like choosing this one. And then I want you to ask yourself, where do your fears stop you making a larger contribution to mankind? So where do you fear? Where are your fears? And where do those fears stop you from contributing more, from giving more to whatever you're doing right now? From studying harder to, I don't know, working harder on one of your hobbies, to giving more of your hobby to the world, like, to just everything, bro. Like, where do you fear doing more? Where do you fear doing more? Where do you have that fear where, if I did more, no? I did this earlier. Do you want to hear it? Okay. Okay, listen to this. I know I could get more, like, just some YouTube. I know I could have my audience relate more to me, and I would get more money and more views, but I'm afraid I can't and will never be able to tell great stories. So that's about stories, right? So stories are incredible, right? Like I'm not gonna go into stories but stories are one of the, like, a big part of, like, YouTube. Not YouTube, but, like, talking to people, you know. You know, if someone who can tell great stories is just, like, he's like a master, bro. So you want to tell good stories. I was afraid that I would never be able to tell great stories. Like, genuinely, bro. Like, I was afraid if I would, I can't speak. I was afraid I couldn't tell great stories, and that I was never going to be able to. So what was the point trying? Like, genuinely, bro. I just didn't think my stories were very good. Like, maybe you disagree, but like, I thought they were rubbish. Honestly, I thought they could be so much better. I just thought they didn't pay off. So that's where my fear is, and that's where my edge is. So honor your edge. Don't lie about it. Be completely truthful of where your edge is. Your edge is going to be wherever it is. Where do you fear? Where do you fear yourself making a larger contribution? What is something that would benefit you and your life and the people around you more that you literally fear doing? Like, you fear, like, no. And then once you find that fear, just it doesn't have to be instant, but just sort of think about that one, and you'll find it eventually. Lean just beyond it. It's basically like living at your edge, but like leaning, like going right there. So just whatever your edge is, do it. Lean it. Stay with the fear. Don't try to escape the fear. Once you find your fear, go to your fear and stay with that fear. Stay with it. Literally just stay with the fear. And just see what happens. Now, this author is pretty like strange in his describing of it. Apparently, by leaning just beyond your fear, you challenge your limits. You challenge your limits compassionately, without trying to escape the feeling of fear itself. Can't speak. You step beyond the solid ground of security with an open heart. You stand in the space of unknowingness, raw and awake. Here, the gravity of deep being will attend you to the only place where fear is obsolete, the eternal free fall of home, where you always are. Own your fear and lean just beyond it in every aspect of your life, starting now. So, once you find your fear, like, just stay with that fear. Like, just go challenge it, but not pushing past it. Don't push past it, and don't like shy away from it. Stay with the fear, and just keep going. I think we've covered that now. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, next one is purpose. Jeez, it got to be the hard ones, really. Okay, discover your purpose, set goals from it, and align 100% of your life to them. That probably sounds specific, but discover your purpose. So basically, your purpose is like your ultimate desire, the thing you desire more than anything else in the entire world. And you probably think you know what that is, but you probably don't. If we're being completely honest, like how many hours have you spent thinking about it exactly? So we're not going to be writing like top 10 favorite things lists or anything, right? We're literally just going to spend the next few days asking ourselves that simple question. Once you find it, it's like you don't have to do it again for like another 2 years, bro. Like, it's not like you just gotta spend like a few hours just thinking like, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? What is my purpose? What is my purpose? I found my purpose, and I've aligned. Well, that's a lie. I haven't aligned 100% of my life to them, but I've aligned a good amount of my life to it. Honestly, like I've aligned so much of my life to this purpose, which is like how my YouTube channel is how I express my purpose. Once you find your purpose, it will give you that infinite determination you need to just stop being lazy. And then set goals from it. So, for example, a goal I've got, which I'm sure everybody thinks I'm never going to hit, is 50,000 subscribers. So 50,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel by the end of the year. That is a goal that is aligned to my purpose, and I'm going to aim to align 100% of my life to that goal and my purpose. We're gonna hit it, bro. That's a pretty ambitious goal. I need some water, bro, otherwise I'm just going to keep not speaking for the rest of the video. So I find a good way to check if you've got like good confidence is to see if you can wear a shirt like with your like chest open. Like if you can literally just take your shirt off and like literally just, you know, like take your shirt off in public with other people around, then you've probably got good confidence. And if you can't do that, then you probably need this a lot. I always struggled to do that. Like I was just so like I remember sometimes I'd like stay in like the changing room. So when you're doing like swimming at school, you got like the changing room. I used to stay in there for like 5 minutes. Like I don't want to get out. Like I look back and laugh because like I was at the beach last week. Had a great swim. Okay, the last one is breathe fully. Obviously, this isn't everything there is to this whole thing. You can look into it more if you want. Yeah, most people think it's just like smoking cigars, but like, come on, bro, like it's more than that. Like, I know what you're thinking, bro. Like, why is it not like going to the gym and like, let me think, making tons of money? Why isn't it those things? Why? It's because those are representations of the things that women actually want. That's why. Do you understand that, right? So, those are representations of what they actually want. Do you get what I mean? You can be like, bro, get this way. You can be a completely masculine guy, and you don't need to have money. You don't even have to be in like that good shape, and you can literally just still get girls. Do you ever see those guys that are just like, they're overweight, they kind of stink, they like look really untrimmed, and for some reason they've got a girlfriend. Like, you know those guys at school, like they're just like fat and like 5'4", and they just got like, oh yeah, that's my girlfriend. Like what? Like it's because of this, bro. Like you just okay. Breathe fully. So I've been really enjoying this one. I literally did it before we even recorded. Like literally the first thing before I recorded was just this breathing fully thing. So breathing fully, basically it's just breathing. So this author says that the principal bodily key for mastering the world and women is to keep a full and open front at all times. Your front is from here down to like your lower belly. So from here to the lower belly, that is your front. You probably got trash posture. You might be watching this screen like being like this, like bro, like your front is completely closed. You've got all that tension. That's just not good, bro. So keep it open, like I'm doing, with your back straight, and literally just keep your chest open, your stomach open, and try to do that all times. And the best way to do this is to breathe fully. So sit up straight, right? We're gonna breathe through our nose into any tension that we feel into our body. So this will just relax our body a bit more, and it will help us breathe fully, which is the next thing we'll do. So just breathe into the tension, like it's a balloon, right? And then you suck out. So, okay, so let's just okay. I feel tension in my hips. Okay, I'm gonna breathe into my hips. Okay, now that tension has been reduced. Now we're gonna breathe into our lower bellies, so like the lower part of our bellies. Now we're going to breathe into our lower and upper bellies. Now our entire belly and our solar plexus, which is, I didn't know what that was, but it's like the middle part of your belly, so like just try that. And then your lower chest. And then breathe into your whole belly, your solar plexus, and then your entire chest. this breathing technique is genuinely insane. I've literally just been walking around town doing this randomly. When I do it, people smile at me. I have long conversations. People nod their heads. People say hello to me first. I get more recognition. People respect. Like, genuinely, bro, just from this thing, like, breathing, like, every now and then throughout the day. Like, I'm not, like, come on, you do not laugh at this, bro. This literally is incredible, bro. That combined with everything else. These three things I've just shared with you here is life-changing. I'm not even messing around. These have been the most life-changing things for me out of this book so far. Like, I think I've talked about this in like multiple videos by now, so you know I'm not messing around with this one, bro. Okay, that's basically just a quick like 10 minutes on how to become more masculine, and that is the ultimate way to get more women. You can do it. You can do all those things individually, right? Like, you don't have to go down this route. You can just try to be more confident by going to the gym. You can try to be more competent by just learning more. You can try to be more generous by like just making tons of money to give and just tipping really well. You can do that if you want, but this thing will just combine all those things and even more all in one, and it's actually fantastic. Anyway, this video was titled Understanding the Mystery of Women. I've told you how to get women. I've told you exactly how to get the thing that gets women. And we're now going to actually try and understand what women are in the first place. And hopefully this might make sense to some guys. But some people might not like it because it's like, what, stereotypical, but we're not going to talk about specifically women for this next part, but we're going to talk about a sort of polarity of women. So basically you've got masculinity, right? And then the opposite of that is femininity. And every single person is on a scale from like ultra hyper masculine to like ultra hyper feminine. Now, most guys are like 60% masculine, 40% feminine, right? Most women are like 60% feminine, 40% masculine, right? So it's sort of like here. And yeah, and this is like great, right? But the more and more scale, the farther and further apart we are on the scale, the more and more attraction to each other we have. That's where attraction comes from. If you're here with your partner, there is no attraction. There's just like, I don't know, like holding hands once a week. Like, it's like, like, you know, just. But the further we go apart, now it's like, I don't know, like, you know, hugging and like kisses. Okay, now it's like, oh yeah, we're like kissing every 5 minutes. Now it's like, oh, okay, we're getting into some interesting topics here. And basically, you want it to be as like, I don't know, but like, but it's I like it over here because it's like you get more, you know, like attraction in that room, and it's just cooler, right? But most people like sort of have it over here, and it's sort of cool, but like, I don't know, bro, you know. Now, most women are typically like pretty feminine, right? You can get like feminine guys and masculine girls, but like, they're not as common, but they do come at like maybe 10%, 20% of the population. So yeah, you can get them sometimes, but for like 80%, for like the 80%, they're going to be about here, right? Or like here. So, and you just want to understand the feminine, right? So we'll explain it here. So okay, so the feminine, so basically, so I hope you understand the feminine. The feminine is just what women tend to be on the polarity scale. I hope you get that. So it's just where they are on the polar. So women are typically here on the polarity scale, right? Men are typically here on the polarity scale. And it's just, if you can understand this side of the polarity scale a bit better, then you'll be able to like navigate it better, right? So, okay, so I'm not gonna go over like a bunch of like weird things like, oh, women are so emotional even if that's true, mate, like women are incredible, bro. Like, they're amazing. Like, I'm not going to diss women, but the emotions. A woman is like the expression of the emotions in the moment. Or she's got like a frown or something. Literally just break through her emotions. Literally just give her love. By love I mean like smile, laugh, tell a joke. Not just those things, but you know what I mean. Like give love. Like do just random things. You know, like just sort of, yeah. Like if you can work out how to do that in your own way, that would be fantastic. I've already got like methods for myself, but you've sort of got to find your own way of giving love. However you want to do that, it's really up to you. Just a few basics, like tell some jokes, like just give her the love. And try and break through her emotions, whatever her problems are. Try and break through those problems with emotions. Even when a woman says her problem, even if a woman's, yeah, this is a big one, if a woman literally walks in and says she's had a rubbish day, the entire world has ended. I don't know, bro, like, literally, like, acts like the entire world has ended. Literally just give her love and, like, just act like everything's fine. Not act like everything's fine, but break through her emotions and make her feel like everything's fine. Because nine times out of 10, the problems are probably, like her problems are probably well-formed. Like, they're like clouds, right? Her problems are well-formed, coherent, and unrecognizable moments later. Like, it's just, you've sort of just got to break through the emotions of the problems, and you can still work out the problems if they're, like, serious problems, and then you can always talk through those. But at least start by breaking through those emotions. So if she just starts talking about a bunch of problems and just literally just stand there and just give her more love, like you make a joke about the problems, like it just, like I like doing that, bro. Like that tends to be the best one because it sort of just wipes out the entire problem. Like, I'll come up with an example. Like, say you walk over to her and she says like, oh, yo, my dad is like, my I don't know, but like, my dad is like so angry all the time, like it's so annoying. Then you can be like, is his name the Incredible Hulk, bro? I swear to God, every time I tell a joke on camera, that's so trash, mate. The Incredible Hulk, I can't even. I can tell a better joke than that. Like maybe like does it get really green? Oh my God. Yeah, you'll be able to find a better joke than that, but yeah, I'm all for these jokes on camera, but like genuinely off camera, I made the best jokes. Oh my God. Okay. Am I just saying that women are emotional? I mean, yeah, but I don't think they should take that as an insult. Like, it's almost like an insult if you say that, right? Like, oh, women are emotional. Well, that's not an insult. That's incredible, bro. I love that. Like, if they're emotional, that's amazing. That's actually a really good thing. That's incredible. It means that when it's a lovely day, it will be a lovely day. And when it's a bad day, you can make it a lovely day. So I love like women being emotional, and I think it's a genuinely really good character trait. And there might be some girls watching this, so that's good to know, bro. I'll see if there's anything else we can cover before we go. She wants the killer in you. So a woman wants the killer in her man. She is turned off if her man is afraid and wants her to kill the cockroach. So yeah, just simple way. Don't force. Don't analyze. Yeah, but like literally, she is like, look at her like a bush just blowing in the wind. It's literally, bro, like, and you can control the wind. Do you get what I mean? Like, you can control the emotions that are shaking her. Literally just by giving her love. You sort of change those emotions to like happy and lovely and, I don't know, like doodah or whatever. That's just a big one, bro. What she wants is not what she says. Oh yeah, sometimes she'll say something when really she wants the opposite, because it's a test to see if you simply telling you to do something can like destroy you. Oh, this is a good one. Every moment you spend with her is a test. That's a really good one. Literally, she's just testing you to see if you are weak. Like, didn't you, bro? Like, you've got to, if you understand that, bro, Jesus. If you're gonna understand that everything she says is a test, it's either, everything she says is either a test or a celebration, and most of the time you're not celebrating both, so it's basically always a test. It's basically just a constant test to see if you are like who you are. She's constantly trying to weaken you, but in hopes that you will rise and become stronger because of it. And that is like an act of love by her. She's constantly, like, she just, literally, she should walk in and she's looking for your mistakes. She doesn't even know it. Like, if you ask her, bro, like, she'll be like, well, no, I'm not doing that. But subconsciously, she actually is, like, every single second, bro. So, literally just try and pass those tests as much as you can, and she will find weaknesses in you that you didn't even know existed. And just try and pass as many of those tests as possible, bro. So what have you learned in this video? Well, you know exactly what to do, bro. You know exactly. The next time you're in that situation, and there's that girl, and you just need to ask her out, you practice these masculinity like things, so you're confident enough to like just ask her out, and you just breathe fully all the time. So like, so you ask her out. You know, you tell her how our day is. You go on a lovely date. She tests you. You pass all the tests. You know, like, you understand to break through her emotions. She comes to you with some problems. You sort of just change the emotions in the moment and fix her problems. That's important. You want to fix her problems and change the emotions in the moment, which is a reflection of her problems. If you do both, like, if you do both those things and you pay for the date, which, I mean, like don't like argue with that one, but like, if you don't have like £5 to pay for like what, like 2 coffees or like, I don't know, whatever you have, like maybe you just like get like 2 cans of Coke. Like, you literally just go to the corner shop, buy 2 cans of Coke, and sit by like some river or something and just have a lovely time. Like that's not the end of the world, though. Like, literally £2. So like, pay for the Coke, and that will display your generosity. And it's just a more masculine thing to do, and just, you know how to do all of those things. Like, Jesus, bro, I wish I had this video, bro. Yo, if someone made this video for me a year ago, I would have been so, like, 2 years ago, I would have been so happy, mate. You know exactly what to do. Thanks for watching this far in the video. You know exactly what to do. You know you do. I'm certain that I've covered everything. Even if you're skinny, bro, if you're confident, competent, and generous, if you're masculine, you can just... She doesn't care, bro. In fact, she will poke that weakness to see if it's there. Oh, you're skinny, you're skinny, you're skinny. Oh, that guy's bigger than you. And like, you just stand there like, and? So? And then she'll eventually just stop, no weakness there. Like, my name is that the end of the video? I just know so much about this, but like, Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. My name is Sam. Our name is Seven. Fix your brokenness for your purpose. And now that you know what purpose is, it's pretty, yeah. By